The Dragonborn is in hiding from Thalmor agents. They realize that an uprising could occur behind the Dragonborn with the hopes of ending the oppression from the elves once and for all. And they are not happy, so they are more vigilant of the Dragonborn's activities, acting if they must, because if they make an attempt on their life, then they will become the martyr for an eventual uprising by the citizens of Skyrim, which may influence others to join the cause and rebel. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Before I resume with part 2, I want to clarify something. Some of you may be wondering when this particular storyline will occur when it comes to the main story, which I did not clarify in part 1. If you finished the Civil War storyline but did not finish the main story, then nothing will happen after killing Ulfric Stormcloak. It will be business as usual as in the game. However, if you finish the Civil War after finishing the main story, then the story will trigger soon after killing Ulfric Stormcloak. That's all. Now back to the story. Unfortunately for the Dominion, they have shown their hand in attempting to murder the Dragonborn, so they are much more careful with their movements and their plans. But the Dragonborn is not alone. They now have the support from not just the Blades, but also from an unexpected ally. Dragonborn, we need to talk. It appears you have arrived at an unexpected time. I was planning a future counteroffensive against the Thalmor from the Imperial city, but it appears there may be a glimmer of hope from the lands of Skyrim. Of course, I know you are exhausted from your battle with the rebels, so I decided to make the trip to see you. I am sure Tullius has already told you, but we had to sign the White Gold Concordat in order to preserve our control over the Imperial city. Unfortunately, this meant that the worship of Talos had to be banned in these lands, and well, the Stormcloaks did not take to that particularly well. But I stand by what I did, and this is the part that the Stormcloaks do not know. We do not have enough power to challenge the Thalmor. Ever since the Oblivion Crisis, they had gained much more power and influence that their ranks grew. I was willing to overlook their pride and anger in order to achieve the bigger goal, which is to drive the Thalmor out of these lands. I hope you are willing to aid me in my eventual quest to overthrow the Thalmor. As I understand it, you have affiliated yourselves with the Blades, once Dragon Slayers who became advisors and supporters of the Dragonborn Emperors. I believe our revolution will start here, but for now, I must return to the Imperial city and ensure the safety of its people. For the time being, work with the Blades and expand their influence. Gather more followers and prepare yourself for the inevitable battle against the Thalmor. I must take my leave. And with that, the Emperor puts his hood back on and with a single guard for company, makes his return to the Imperial city. When we take a look at what happens going forward in gameplay to progress in the story, when the Dragonborn sided with the Stormcloaks, they had to expand the city of Winterhold back to its former glory in order to advance the storyline. In this case, the Dragonborn will have to expand the Blades in order to progress in the story. The initial quests would start with infiltrating Thalmor camps, disrupting plans, and rescuing Thalmor prisoners, which, ironically enough, are former Stormcloak soldiers. But the Dragonborn would be given an option to recruit them to the Blades if they wanted to. Along the way, the Dragonborn can even ask followers to join the Blades or ask Thalmor prisoners. Every time a certain number of members for the Blades is reached, more important quests take hand. This would include the likes of infiltrating a stronghold or dungeon where a group of Thalmor have set up, likely as a stop for them to scout for the Dragonborn's movements, and recruiting special characters with certain abilities to allow for more flexible missions against the Thalmor. The details of it are not relevant right now because I have not thought of those quests in specifics at the time of this recording, but if you want more details on them, they will be revealed in the next video, so be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on this video so I know that you want to see that come out. One day, the Dragonborn gets yet another unexpected visitor. This time, however, it's at the doorstep of Skyhaven Temple. This is another hooded figure, but the hooded figure has a very notable black and yellow color scheme decorated on his hood. And when he unhooded himself, he spoke. So, this is Skyhaven Temple. I have always heard rumors of another stronghold the Blades had apart from Cloud-ruled Temple that we had infiltrated and destroyed some years ago. But I always thought they were just that, rumors. Ah, Dragonborn, I had a feeling you would be hidden here. You see, while you were engaging in your heroics to hinder our plans, we were scouting you. Giving you the full sense of security and momentum caused you to be a bit too arrogant, leaving behind footprints wherever you went, until we found your secret hideout. I will admit, very impressive, and very hard to discover. But unfortunately, here we are. I will give you one last chance to surrender yourself to us. Come quietly, and your fellow blades will be spared. At this point, the only option the Dragonborn really gets is no. Not willing to surrender without a fight, eh? So be it. I am alone. Or am I? At this moment, fire and ice spells suddenly appear from what appears to be out of thin air that strike the Blade's defenders, with many of them being dazed from the flames. A battle now breaks out in front of Skyhaven Temple. The Thalmor, now with vast numbers underside after exposing themselves from a mountainside surrounding Skyhaven Temple, push towards the Blades. Normally, the Blades would have an advantage because the entrance could only be opened by the blood of the Dragonborn. But because of the surprise attack from the Thalmor, some of them manage to infiltrate the temple before the entrance gets sealed. While most of the army remains outside of the temple, some of them have infiltrated and are currently doing battle with the Blades. Despite the Thalmor's ability to utilize both magic and physical combat, the Blades' determination and unity around the Dragonborn gives them the momentum in the skirmish. Despite the Blades being victorious against the Thalmor that have infiltrated the temple, it wasn't without their losses. Some of the recruits the Dragonborn acquired during the quest do fall in this battle, and they do not have the numbers to launch an offensive to the substantially larger number of elves waiting outside of the temple. What do we do here? Without a second thought, the Dragonborn steps outside to the back of the temple and shouts to the skies, "Oh, Daving!" With the shout to the skies, a red dragon flies from the skies and lands at the temple. "Dovahkiin, why have you called me?" After explaining the situation, he responds, "So you need to leave this place. Very well. Hop on my back. Unfortunately, I cannot take your company. Let me know when you are ready." Before the Dragonborn leaves, Esbern has a word with them. "With Skyhaven Temple exposed, we can no longer use this as a base of operations. You have but one option, Dragonborn. Fly to the Imperial city and gather the armies of the Empire against the Dominion. That is our only chance of survival. We will be fine here. The Thalmor failed to destroy the Order of the Blades once before, and they will fail again. This time, it will cost them their power. Fly, Dovahkiin." And with that, the Dragonborn rides on the back of Odahviing and the two fly south, where a barrage of spells shooting upwards towards them but missing at every attempt. This ends part 2 of the Imperials winning the storyline. I have ideas of possibly laying out the quests in particular or enhancing more of the story in the future, but for now I am simply giving the bigger picture of the story. If you are enjoying this story so far, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more Elder Scrolls content, and comment on what other possible alternate fan-made stories you would like me to cover. I am seeing comments from possible candidates, so I will be commenting on them and presenting more ideas. Until the next video, this is Enzo signing out, and I will see you all in the next lore video.